Alright, hello guys. Today we're going to be talking about Tropical Depression 3 that has formed in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, this is the IR loop of this. So we have the low pressure basically just kind of chilling about right there. We do have a counterclockwise kind of motion to it starting to form. And the forecast for this thing is quite whack. Very whack, honestly. I'll show you guys what I mean in a second, and I'll break it down so it's less complicated to view. But yeah, this is what it looks like. You can see, though, we do have a lot of thunderstorm, strong thunderstorms with this, and a lot of convective stuff happening with this as well to the east side of the things. You also see that it's starting to form over here on its west side. So it's looking, it's getting more organized. It was just an invest this morning. Now it's already a depression, a tropical depression. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the forecasted kind of cone for this. So you can see this is the 3-day outlook. Okay, guys. Now we do have a tropical storm warning up for the coast of Mexico. You can see that in the blue right there. You can also see this is where it's currently at. And hold on. Let me turn that on. You can see here that it'll be a tropical depression it'll be a tropical storm 1 p.m. Tuesday, okay guys? 1 a.m. Wednesday, it's still going to be a tropical storm, and then at 1 a.m. Thursday, it's still going to be a tropical storm, everyone. So you can see, that's not too complicated to understand. But now, the next one will be very, very complicated, honestly. I'll go ahead and show you guys that really quick. Full forecast. You can see, now it is looking quite weird, so this is what it looks like. So it'll go something like that, and then it'll go kind of like this. So, also, by 1 p.m. Saturday, it is predicted that this will still be a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico, and the path is kind of, we don't really have a good idea of where the path will go yet. We have, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, and Alabama. We have basically all of the Gulf should be on alert for this. But it looks like most of the models are trending to a hit Louisiana or Texas. With some impacts on Mississippi and Alabama and also Florida. So we're going to keep an eye on that. So this is very interesting. We do actually have the start of the hurricane season. It's going with quite a bang. So we'll see what happens. Now the GFS model, here's what it's going to look like. So you can see what we're currently looking at right there. It's still the 12Z. So you can see here that we do have that low pressure system. It goes, makes landfall, and then does a little bit of skipping, and we can see that it starts up again right in the central of the Gulf of Mexico, and then the GFS has it making landfall right in between Louisiana and Texas, and then spreads all the way up into the northern United States. But Houston, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Corpus Christi could also see some effects from this as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Now, the Canadian model run, a little bit of a different story. The Canadian model run, I was on the wrong thing. I need to go here. So the Canadian model run, as you can see, it's depicting that tropical storm currently. It makes landfall, and then it skips up. This one makes landfall near New Orleans and a little bit more to the east instead of the west, because the GFS has it making landfall in between Louisiana and Texas. The Canadian model has it making landfall in Louisiana, with some of the heavy rainfall and thunderstorms also in Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, into South Carolina possibly. And this one also takes it up to the northern states as well. So very interesting. Now the GFS model vorticity, so you can see here is showing up a little bit of a disturbance in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, and we will see that disturbance come to life here in a second. You'll see that spin start to form, makes landfall, then you can see it form again. Got that disturbance forming. We have a new counterclockwise rotation to it right here. And this will take it like normal, like what we were seeing with the precipitation, off in between the two states of Louisiana and Texas. We're going to see what plays out with that as well. But we do have the classic vorticity for this. Very clear to pick up on, and very clear to see that this is a cyclone, a tropical cyclone. Now, hold on, I messed up with this one. I need the the CMC. Almost forgot to set that up for you guys. Now we are going to go to this. So you can see this is also picking up on that disturbance right there. Has it make landfall. And then there you go. The Canadian model has a very stronger system making landfall, really, in Louisiana and carrying off. But you can see here, they both are showing signs of a tropical cyclone, which will be very interesting to see how it plays out. Now, currently, this is what the wind looks like. This is for the GFS. And so by 10 p.m. today, when we get to 1 a.m. Tuesday, we still have that low pressure system just off of Mexico. And now as we get to around 3 a.m., you can see it almost looks like it disappears, but that's because it's about to hop basically up to here. And you'll see that happen in just a second. Here we go. Starting to see that hop right about now. And you'll start to see the next vorticity start to show up. And that is where it carries it away and takes it to the Houston, Lake Charles area. So, New Orleans is also going to be getting some impacts from the wind on this thing. It'll be very interesting to see how it happens, but there you go. That's like the general path of it that the GFS is taking. Like that, and then like that. So, we'll keep an eye on it. Now, the wind gusts, which will be pretty interesting to see. Wind gusts will be pretty high with this. The GFS shows 31 mile per hour wind gusts. The European 43. This is what current. No, let me go to current stuff. So yeah, 43, almost 50. We get probably, if I zoomed in better, we can probably get yeah, there we go. Reading of 50 right there. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. And that's when it makes landfall. You can see there, very strong. Now we get that surge of tropical activity again, taking it up and to, oh yeah, there we go. And then we get that surge of tropical activity again, taking it to, in between Texas and Louisiana. 50 mile per hour wind gusts with this as well. And there we go. We're going to get some pretty strong wind gusts here with this. Let's see here. About 40 mile per hour wind gusts as well when this thing makes landfall, and then it gets carried away. Now, everyone, I want to go ahead and show you the track guidance for this thing. So this is the GFS track guidance. You can see it does that weird loop, and then it takes it to around this area in between. It's either Louisiana or in between the two states of Texas and Louisiana, about right there. A lot of models are showing it it's pretty weird to see what's happening with it, but we'll keep an eye on it because, we are in the beginning of the hurricane season, and this is already getting a hot start. We're on this most likely will become our third named storm in the Atlantic. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But now, the last thing I want to show you guys, you fine people today, is the intensity guidance, and you can see a good majority of these have it becoming a tropical storm. I think I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 that are showing it become a tropical storm, with only 2 showing it become a Category 1 hurricane. So that doesn't mean it's going to happen. But a lot of models are saying that it will become a tropical storm. Not a lot of models showing it'll be a Category 1 hurricane. But we will see how this all plays out. with the future stuff. In fact, what I want to do really quick, I want to see if they updated it. There we go, Tropical Depression 3. They did in fact update it on Tropical Tidbits main website. Looks like we have okay, now we have a little bit more models showing it become a tropical storm. So there we go. We can get rid of this one really quick. And we have this now, which is showing it a lot more becoming a tropical storm, and also very high wind gusts, around 55 mile per hour sustained wind, probably higher wind gusts though. That's also not, I messed up there. But yeah, so we're gonna see what happens with this, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this content. Make sure to leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next weather related video. Goodbye everyone, stay safe.